Like, you have to imagine Terra Normal, Life Orb, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, plus Blizzard picks up the KO on Miraidon. Yes. So he has to go into the Ninetales now, and he's definitely not going to. It's just too juicy, that Ursaluna slot. So now Blizzard picks up the KO on Miraidon, and we do good chunk damage too. Oh, we get that freeze! That's what I'm talking about! Yo! Welcome to the first of hopefully many little bonus weekend, Friday-ish, Saturday. Who knows when they're gonna come out? End of the week videos. This is the first time I've ever attempted to do a video without live streaming, just going ahead and recording some interesting content that I've been thinking of shooting. So please enjoy this new little add-on to the channel. Also peep the new layout. We got this little guy here. And of course, some of you will be familiar with this little notification here. Please let me know. Is it annoying? Is it catchy? Is it cool? Tell me what you think. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and bust into this Kyurem-White team. Yes, this is... I've been watching a lot of tier list videos that have been coming out this week, and then also there have been the tier list of the tier list video by Justin Tang that came out. So there's been a lot of talk about where we rank our restricteds lately. And I am not blind to the fact that Kyurem is like bottom of tier 3 or tier 4 at best, right? It's not top tier. It's not those solid secondary picks. It's not even really the solid day 2 contenders. It's probably below that. That being said, I got a soft spot in my heart for the Kyurem fusions. They're just so badass looking that I had to give it a try. And this team is a bit of a throwback. This team had a couple of people do coverage on it way earlier in the year when it got day 2 at, I believe, the Indianapolis Regional Championship. So that's how you know this team packs a little bit of heat. Let's break it down. First of all, as far as the main damage output goes, you know you got your boy Kyurem. This is an Assault Vest set with Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Earth Power, Infusion, Flare, tons and tons of coverage. And if you think about it, Ice type just hits so much in the format. There's so many flying types with the genie sitting all over the place. There's plenty of grass types in the form of the Ogre, Pons, and Amoonguss. There's plenty of dragons in the form of Miraidon. Honestly, Kyurem just does a whole lot for you. And with this type of move coverage, it's an amazing set. Now, why Assault Vest? That's because with a special defense boost from the Assault Vest and a physical defense boost from the Snow that our partner Ninetales will be setting, this Pokemon is extremely hard to remove. It's bulky, it hits hard with a special attack stat of, I think, 170, and it's something that you really, really need to address. In order to counter the Urshifus everywhere, which will be trying to drop crazy close combats all over us, we have the Terra Fairy type. What does that mean? We got to watch out for steel damage, right? Zacian and Zamazenta will be problems for this team if we're trying to Terra away from heavy slams and behemoth blades. The rest of the team here is actually, as I found, a little bit limited for damage. The only other 2 hitters are Ursaluna and Urshifu, and Ursaluna really needs the setup. As you may notice on the team, we don't have a whole lot of speed. You have Scarf Shifu and Ninetales. That's it. The Milotic, the Indeedee, the Ursaluna, even the Kyurem, this thing has almost no speed investment. It's sitting at around like a 112 mark. So you really need to capitalize off the Indeedee to make the Ursaluna go live, and even sometimes enable the Kyurem as well. So in order to get real damage on the board, you kind of have to either soak hits with Kyurem or be dominating with Trick Room. Shifu is a nice touch to sort of clean up in situations where Tailwind isn't something that you're contending with, and then you can just drop big Terra Water Surging Strikes to finish off pieces in the end game. Now, the Milotic is an interesting choice. We're doubling up on water types here, but it makes sense in the context of all of the special attackers on the field. Milotic is extremely specially bulky. It has the ability to soak hits from the likes of Terapagos or Calyrex Shadow Rider, and after a Hypnosis coil or 2, we're now landing over 100% accurate Hypnosises, and we can drop some of the threats that would normally outpace Kyurem, put them to sleep, and start ripping on them. Additionally, not too upset about competitive, giving you boosts from Intimidate, from Incineroar, and Icy Wind. That's sort of all over the place. So you sort of see the way we've constructed this team, right? Not we, obviously, not my team. I did not day 2 with Kyurem-White at Indianapolis. That's Arthur here, right at the top. And of course, we have the rental code if you want to try it out as well. But that's probably all that's worth noticing or worth mentioning here. We're going to try and let Kyurem do some big damage, follow up with Ursaluna under Trick Room, get a little defensive coverage with our Milotic, pick things off with the Shifu, and set up our Blizzards with the Ninetales. And if we can use fake tears on that Ninetales to have the special defense of some threats on the other side of the field, then this Kyurem's going to go double crazy. Who want to see some double crazy, huh? All right. Let's jump into these battles and see what this Gen 5 behemoth can do, huh? This tier 4 beast, we're gonna make this thing shine. Come with me, chat, let's see. Okay. Honestly, something that I find to be rather difficult to deal with here. We have to probably face down Expanding Force Calyrex Shadow, as well as potentially Expanding Force Iron Crown. There's definitely a Tailwind mode there. There's definitely an Urshifu that's, you know, Sash, Scarf, Mystic Water. Hard to tell off the get-go. I really struggle in prep against this specific team, actually. But if I've learned anything, really, you need to set up the Trick Room very early. We can try and throw up the Aurora Veil in the back, and then bring Kyurem in, but in the face of Expanding Force, we have no way to turn off the terrain, and really no way to even resist it, let alone an immunity in the face of a Dark type. So let's see if we can't get our Trick Room to fire off ASAP, and then load some big hits into this Calyrex Shadow. Let's see what they got cooking for us. You know, I also think this Hisuian Arcanine is something that we definitely want to watch out for. The double ice types in our teams do not enjoy the spread rock slide damage, so we want to watch out for that. Could be weather in the form of Murkrow's Prankster, so we got to keep our eyes out on when we set the weather down. These are probably the bigger things to worry about. Oh, almost ran out of the timer time. Come on, pal, what you got for me? Doing some careful thinking over there. Some trigonometric Pokemon thought processes. Let's see. Come on, Kyurem, don't let me down for the game 1. Okay. I gotta lie, I ain't hating on this. So this terrain coverage is very, very nice. Wow, this is actually kind of an amazing position to be in. Okay, booster energy, no more item, heightened its special attack. This is definitely like a ridiculous, modest, blow things up, crazy set. The nice thing about this Indeedee is that we do have Citrus Berry, so we probably can tank like a crazy, I can't remember what that signature move is that Iron Crown gets that's like a double steel hitting move. But I'm thinking we probably can just set up a Trick Room here. We've totally shut down the Murkrow's ability to do really anything other than augment its own teammates via weather or speed control. And again, I really don't see this Iron Crown as being able to knock out our Indeedee. We got to think that there's definitely Cali Shadow in the back, ready to rip Expanding Force. Could be their own Indeedee if they were worried about us not bringing ours. But they also could have just banked on the fact that we would be bringing our Indeedee and decided to play off that. So we're not quite sure what that fourth slot could be back there. Here comes the Tachyon Cutter, not even close. Plus we get the Citrus Berry off, which is goated. So I'm trying to think right now, going into this next turn here, what we want to do. Yeah, they're just trying to knock the Indeedee out, and it's not going to be enough, which is very nice. Like, I do feel like... I do feel like I'm very tempted to just start throwing down an Earth Power into that Iron Crown slot. I don't know how obvious that is. I think there's a world where Hyper Voice and Follow Me make sense too, right? I suppose the only trick here is... the only trick here is that if they foul play our Indeedee because they're slower than their own Iron Crown, then they can foul play the Indeedee, knock it out, and then go for a big hit on Ursaluna. So it's a little dangerous to not put pressure down on this Iron Crown, all things considered. I think we're just going to go ahead and go for a Hyper Voice and Follow Me, though. I'm also wondering, like, there's a world where their Iron Crown Terras in order to survive this Earth Power, right? It's either just, like, they're going to assume that they can tank the hit. Maybe they're... No, they're not Sash. They have the booster energy. I'm just worried a little bit about a Terra here. Let's see. Yeah, see, that's what I was concerned about. Rather than, like, them protecting and me just going for a Blood Moon into the Murkrow, they go, all right, fine, let me just Terrastalize. That way they can probably live the Earth Power. So Hyper Voice was a good play here, all things considered. Also, this makes our Kyurem go absolutely batshit crazy into the next turn. Yeah, this Hyper Voice is going to be legit. Nice. So we are going to have to take what's probably a single target expanding force here, though. Right? Okay, that's not amazing. That's definitely not amazing. But at this point, the speed controls aren't our advantage. We know they have Cali Shadow on the back. We know they're dropping to a Blizzard. We know that their Murkrow can't really do a whole lot for us, or for them. The only thing I'm worried about here is them setting up a weather condition that would prevent us from getting our Aurora Veil up. But I'm not going to lie, that's kind of their best option here. Right, there's the snow. So I think there's a world where if they don't have a weather condition on their Murkrow, we might be in, like, the most amazing position we could ask for, really. Because we'll have an Aurora Veil up, plus our Assault Vest, plus our physical defense boost, plus speed control, and it'll be a 2v2. Like, that's a lot to ask for going into this matchup. There's not a whole lot of reason to run weather on Murkrow other than, like, them trying to have a button to click to mess up other weathers. But you still, you know, you kind of have to split 50-50. You probably aren't running both Rain Dance and Sunny Day. Yeah, that's, like, totally fine. So this is turn 2 of Trick Room, so we have 2 more after this. We know that they're just going to be stalling it out, but this Aurora Veil is going to go, like, 8 for us now. Also, we have Blizzard on the Ninetales too, and again, both of these Pokemon are slower than the Shadow Rider. So we have, like, crazy freeze proc chances here too. Oh, that's brutal. That's pretty brutal. All right, well, we can definitely Earth Power and just Blizzard. Because they could protect the Arcanine. Like, the worst case scenario here is protect on Arcanine. Okay, it doesn't come out. And now, if the Iron Crown is slower than us, which I don't know the speed tier, I think it is. It's gonna, yeah, oh, they clicked the wrong slot, friend. That would have O-code our Ninetales, but instead, we just brought this to a 2v1 with Trick Room still up. Okay, let's go! Atta boy, Kyurem! Put the metal down. All we need is a freeze proc, and this is over. Expanding Force is going to go kind of crazy, but we are getting within the range of, like, Expanding Force not being around. Oh my god, they didn't bring their Calyrex. They did not bring their Calyrex. That is pretty insane, all things considered. So we got 1 turn of Trick Room, 1 turn of Psychic Terrain. So if this is Sash Shifu with Protect, this gets a lot harder. If it's Scarf Shifu, we win for sure. Man, if you have to, oh, this is Single Strike, isn't it? Yeah, so, I mean, Moonblast should still go crazy here. I don't think it's Scar. It could be banded, though. Usually these single strikes are banded. Okay. Huge damage. This should be over. That's fine, we're sashed. Also, we have Aurora Veil and a Snow Defense boost up. Alright, Moonblast just completely destroys this thing. See ya! That's game 1 in the books, making Kyurem look mighty strong. I mean, again, if we're going up against Cali Shadow with Protect, it's more difficult because then Astral Barrage looks like spooky, but again, we still do have double freeze proc. We also have Fake Tears Blizzard action, so, like, it's hard to say how that goes if they bring their Shadow Rider, but hey, I ain't fronting on them, man. They get to make their decisions, live their life, and we get to reap the rewards. Moving in to game 2. Alrighty. Oh! A beautiful team. See, this is what's so crazy about Kyurem. Kyurem and Ninetales, I suppose, specifically here, is that Kyurem blows up the hell out of Tornadus. It blows up Rillaboom. It blows up Raging Bolt. It does Freeze Dry into Kyogre for huge damage. And then Ninetales can Moonblast this Grim. So the only thing here is the Ogre Pond is looking quite schnasty to deal with. I don't want to underestimate that thing. I gotta say, Trick Room and Indeedee looking kind of saucy again. Right? Because, I mean, Freeze Drying this Kyogre, if it goes Terra Grass, looks like pretty goated. I feel pretty good here, all things considered, leading Kyurem at the very least. I'm a little bit hesitant to lead Ninetales because if the Kyogre comes out early, it's probably slower, and then the rain goes up and Ninetales doesn't do anything. So let's do Indeedee to mess with terrain, potentially pressure a Trick Room. We'll bring the Ninetales in the back to neuter Kyogre. And then I think if we can work through the Tailwind option, then sashing our surging striking our way through Reflex or into Ogre Pond if they somehow manage to maintain weather control and they have the rain. Maybe an endgame Urshifu doesn't look horrible. Okay, it ends up being Grimmsnarl and Raging Bolt. So I'm thinking there could be a Draco here for sure, which would not be amazing. It does make me want to click Terra Fairy pretty badly. I don't see a Tailwind mode right now, which is kind of great. That means our Urshifu in the endgame, it could be pretty nice. Realistically, I'm pretty motivated to click, like, Helping Hand, Freeze Dry into Raging Bolt. It's probably an Assault Vest. I'm interested to see how much this does. Also, if we could, like, soak up a Draco here, that would be pretty amazing. I'm not super concerned about, I mean, Thunderbolt probably does a decent amount, but, I mean, we're so tanky with the Assault Vest, it's probably not awful. Okay, could be a Terra Fairy from the opposing Raging Bolt. Let's see, Terra Electric, Terra what? Is that Terra Steel? Okay, Fusion Flare is about to go absolutely, like, ape wild on them. Okay. Also, what's interesting is I'm not seeing... Oh, here comes the light screen. I was about to say, sorry, the priority order threw me off. So the Helping Hand goes after the light screen, of course. Or it goes before the light screen, of course. Oh, God, I mean, I know that that's, like, literally no damage at all. Oh, the Calm Mind is not great. Yeah, so now we're dealing with an Assault Vest Raging Bolt. But, man, I gotta say, like, for resisted damage through a light screen, which is halved, it's just kind of crazy output. You gotta imagine that this, this Fusion Flare is just gonna do ridiculous damage. Now, it could be a Protect to just... Nope. Let's see how much this does. God damn, that's such good damage. That means next turn we KO, probably. I would expect the Protect now to get Leftovers assistance. Okay, that's pretty nice. I didn't know if it'd be Foul Play and Thunder Wave or Spirit Break, but them lowering our special attack is not great. However, we are in a pretty great position here to put Urshifu in and click Follow Me, because they can't Thunderclap us. We're faster. They could Reflect, but we probably just KO Raging Bolt now with the Surging Strikes. And we're not worried again about a Tailwind or anything, so we can probably safely shift in Urshifu eat up a potential Thunderbolt and Spirit Break, or let them just protect a little bit of leftovers health, and then capitalize off this turn again by pressuring Surging Strikes the following turn. And it's like, there's not really a safe switch-in for them, all things considered. So there's the Protect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we had sort of a free turn to reposition here. And then this is just so that we don't take unnecessary Spirit Break damage onto Urshifu. And now you can Reflect all you want, but you're not really getting away with, oh, I'm losing my train of thought here. Oh, you're not really getting away with a Reflect is what I wanted to say. Okay, so we definitely pressure a big KO now. Like, I'm even pretty tempted to click Helping Hand. Because that way, no matter what comes in, we're doing ridiculous damage. I'm a little bit nervous of them just shifting out into, like Rillaboom right now would be pretty insane. So maybe what I'll do instead is I'll go, maybe we go back into Kyurem here. Let's try this instead. Yeah, that's what I was definitely scared of. So I wanted to be in position for this Rillaboom the following turn. Oh, what? It's Kyogre? That's crazy. I mean, this isn't going to feel good, I have to say. I mean, it's not going to be the worst thing you've ever seen, but now we save our, like, anti-Thunderclap measures in the back with Indeedee switching out here. So now Kyurem is in here. Grimm is out too. Wow, interesting. What the hell is coming in? Oh, there's the Rillaboom. Oh, I think they were predicting a potential Surging Strikes into the Grimmsnarl, actually. God, that's just such amazing chunk damage. Urshifu is a fucking beast, dude. Well, we know there's no Water Spout coming out now. And the crazy thing is, that's over 50%. We can now safely Surging Strikes and just go back into Indeedee. I mean, they can sack their Grimm or their Raging Bolt here, or they just lose their restricted slot. I have to imagine it's got to be a Wood Hammer into this Urshifu, right? That's like the absolute safest play. If they click Fake Out or Grassy Glide, it's just, I think it's all it's just going to be Jover for him. We're not really, as long as we can pick up the big KO here, which we absolutely do. Okay, so it's Wood Hammer into the Urshifu. Which, like, the downside here is we got to KO that Raging Bolt now without the Urshifu, which is not great. Oh my god, it's Grassy Glide, we live. That's insane. We want to see Raging Bolt here. We want to see Raging Bolt. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But if I had to guess... How many turns left of Light Screen? 3 turns left of Light Screen? See, my question is... Do we KO the Grimm here? I think we do. This thing is a pain in the ass for our Kyurem. And we know the Rillaboom doesn't outspeed us, and the Grimm's can't protect or anything. I say we just KO this thing. They already Terra'd, so we can take care of this Rillaboom. And it doesn't have terrain control because they didn't shift out this turn exactly. Oh my god, that was probably overkill. I mean, the rain is essentially already a plus 1.5. I don't know, some Grimms are bulky. That was probably overkill. I probably did not need to click that Helping Hand. But now we have terrain control, which also matter-of-factly means we have speed control as well. Because our Kyurem is absolutely the fastest thing in the field now. Oh my god, look at that. It's so beautiful. So I'm very tempted to click Earth Power here because I think with the rain up, they're thinking they can get away with attacking. Like, then again, maybe I mean, what's the worst case scenario if I just go after the Raging? Like, if they're thinking all I have is Fusion Flare, they might feel comfortable enough to not protect here, and I can get a cheeky KO right now. Worst case scenario is I take a non-boosted Woodhammer, right? Or I just go double Blizzard. This is probably the better play. So now, because this, oh no, this isn't going to give us, this isn't going to give our Kyurem a boost. Because we're no longer an ice type. But this does mean that we're going to rip this Rillaboom for a ridiculous amount of damage. Oh my god, though. What in the hell did I just witness? That cannot have been Assault Vest. I need to look that up immediately. There's no way that was Assault Vest. Dragon Pulse into the double fairies. Well, that's game number 2 for Kyurem-White, boys. That feels damn good. Oh, okay. Bye, Cali Shadow. Bye, Kyogre. Now we just Fusion Flare and on a fake tears for shits and giggles, I guess. That's it, boys. We cooking. Kyurem feels way better than I expected it to. We'll take game 2. We'll take game 2. Oh, yeah. This is my feel-good tune. This one makes me smile. All right, let's clap somebody else up. What do you say, guys? Also, is your boy sipping on an energy drink? He's not streaming. You know it. Today it's Bang Star Blast. The less realistic the flavor, right? Star Blast is so far from an actual consumable, edible anything that I just can't help but love it. All right, so it looks like we're going to deal with a Miraidon as our next opponent here. Okay. Miraidon with Walking Wake is crazy. That means that we can definitely clock the weather control on the Whimsicott and the terrain control on, of course, the Miraidon. What's interesting here is this looks like it still has a lot of the components of the world's winning Miraidon team, right? Because this could easily be Tailwind Whimsicott, and also Sunny Day Whimsicott, and also Trick Room Whimsicott. I'm seeing all of these things right now. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with Kyurem leading the pack and Indeedee to offset the electric train, deter fake outs from Iron Hands, and deter extreme speeds from Entei. But the question is, where are we going next? I think it's important to have Ursaluna in this matchup. If we can flip the Trick Room, then we can just blow this thing out of the water really fast. And then probably the Ninetales for our own weather control. And also just because bringing double water types into a Miraidon team with Iron Hands feels kind of like the worst thing possible. All right. Big hits for us to worry about on Kyurem involve Draco Meteor, Electro Drift if we've terrestrialized, as well as Heavy Slam from the Iron Hands. Gotta remember those couple of key moments. Okay. I have to say, this looks kind of amazing for us. Because this could be like Sunny Day Whims, but like, I just don't see, I don't know, I just don't see this Walking Wake doing anything. It like has to terrestrialize right now, or it just eats like, it just dies, right? It's just gonna die to freeze dry. And you can Tailwind or Trick Room, but I'm kind of okay with all of that, right? I say we just freeze dry and Trick Room, and it's like, I don't know what the Whims is doing here, clicking Trick Room itself, but in that case, then we just like, I just don't think that light screen is enough. Okay, the Snarl is huge. Oh, but Kyurem dodges it. Wow, Snarl Walking Wake is crazy, bro. Unfortunately, this is still super effective. And it's 4 times effective, so that's sort of a dinger for us. Right? Now we rip the Trick Room, and we are feeling good, boys and girls. I love to be in control of the speed, have the damage advantage, have the Pokemon lead count, This is all good stuff, chat. This is all good stuff. All right, now the question here is... what terastallization is this Miraidon? So in my head, there could still be a Trick Room from that Whimsicott. I kind of really want to hurt it. And I kind of really want to Helping Hand the Kyurem to make sure I hurt it. Because I have a feeling that this Miraidon is going to drop a Draco. Okay, probably Terra, Fairy, or Electric. But if they... Okay, maybe it's Dazzling Gleam then is what they're after. I just don't think it KOs Indeedee, and if we knock out Whims right now, Blood Moon just wrecks our shit up on Whims. Right, yeah, you can't Encore me into Trick Room because Helping Hand goes first. Oh my god, Kyurem's damage is just out of this world. All right, so now you get the Dazzling Gleam off, which, like, it might not kill Kyurem. It probably does. It might not. Oh my god, that's so crazy. It didn't kill either of them. That's ridiculous. We're locked into Helping Hand, but I don't really care. Okay, so... now we care a little bit more. We care a little bit more. I think we sack Kyurem here, right? Because we're going to die now. We're absolutely going to die to the double up of like a Heavy Slam and a Fake Out and Dazzling Gleam, etc., etc. But I think if we switch Indeedee in, then we can turn off the Electric Terrain. Right? And then we can get Ursaluna in with Helping Hand access. Oh, this is kind of brutal. I kind of wanted the Ninetales to drop as well. Because you know this is going to be... yeah, we kind of need the Helping Hand Earth Power to pick up this KO here. Yeah, we kind of needed Helping Hand really badly here. Ooh, yeah, this is rough. How many turns of Trick Room are left? 2 turns of Trick Room left? What's the speed stat on this Ursaluna? 57. That Iron Hands might be slower. It depends how they've trained it. We know we're going to take a Drain Punch here. I guess what I'm thinking about is, like... if we can KO with a Terra Normal Blood Moon, it's just kind of a big ask. Then we can set up in a Blizzard. That might just do it. I mean, we know they can't protect here. The trick is we just gotta live this Drain Punch. And then we can check speed stats here and then just go on the offensive into that Iron Hands or Protect the following turn to stall out the speed and or light screen best we can. Like, you have to imagine Terra Normal Life Orb, Blood Moon, Ursaluna plus Blizzard picks up the KO on Miraidon. Yes. Okay, so he has to go into the Ninetales now, and he's definitely not going to. It's just too juicy, that Ursaluna slot. So now Blizzard picks up the KO on Miraidon, and we do good chunk damage too. Oh, we get that freeze! That's what I'm talking about! Oh, heck yeah! That feels good! That is the... listen. Y'all can yell cheese, y'all can yell Hex, live stream, World Star, but that's the reality of playing with Blizzard teams, is every time you click that move, you have 2 different 30% chances to proc. It's just crazy. Okay, so we saw Blood Moon go off first as well, which means we absolutely want to just go in for the Earth Power and the Moonblast. And then Trick Room ends the following turn, and we can just go for Helping Hand Moonblast. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If he thaws out right now, he's still not going to recover enough for it to make a difference. Yeah, it's over. I think it was over no matter what. When we got off the KO into the Miraidon, there wasn't any coming back from this game. Kali Shadow, Kyogre, and Miraidon. We'll take it, boys and girls. We will take it. Yo, that felt good. All right, yo, we're back with the team here. Couple of final thoughts before we close out the day. Kyurem did way more damage than I was expecting, bro. When I said 170 special attack at the start of the video, I mean, I knew that going in, but watching it pick up KOs through light screen just absolutely blew my mind. I mean, that was just amazing damage. Sure, 4x against the Walking Wake, but I don't know, that freeze dry through the light screen onto Whims felt really, really good. Some people build their Whims bulky, some are just speedy and with you know, a little bit of special attack. Either way, I was just glad to see that thing drop. And man, even doing chunk damage to the Raging Bolt, this thing just felt very, 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 very strong. I was impressed by Ninetales. The Sash felt amazing on this set, so much better than Light Clay. Really gave Ninetales the longevity it needed. And I think the thing you have going for you when you're playing Kyurem is the unexpected factor, right? The surprise. People aren't ready for the Fusion Flare and the Earth Power and the Blizzard and the Freeze Dry. It's probably a little bit better in best of one because you're working with such limited information and there's not a whole lot of like very standard Kyurem sets to be freaking out about. So I think you have that working for you. Also, this thing being like very, very, very low in the speed investment wise makes it surprisingly effective under Trick Room with so many. I mean, even the bulky mons of this format like Zamazenta are actually quite speedy. I've seen many Terapagos just be max speed or at least be hitting like the 118 mark to outpace Pelipper. Kyurem does not do any of that, which makes it just very, very vile offensive under Trick Room. And then, yeah, the little Scarf Mon in the back to clean things up. Shifu put in the work. Overall, this team felt very, very strong. Again, the rental code is here on screen, but also it's in the description. Please throw me a like if you enjoyed. Throw me that subscription if you want to see your boy around a little bit more. We have a Discord that I would love to see you in. And again, we stream Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 8. I have so much fun interacting with you guys. Please show up, challenge me on stream for viewer battles. It is an awesome time. That's all I have for today. Catch you all next weekend, next Friday, somewhere in that time frame. But until then, it's your boy Storm signing off for now. Peace out, yo, and thank you for watching.